Nobody's coming to save you. I know that's not what you wanted to hear, but I think somewhere inside, you already knew that. You've been waiting for the right moment, for things to get better on their own, for someone to notice how much potential you have and just hand you the life you deserve. But here's what's actually happening while you wait. Time is moving, and it doesn't care about your feelings. You're 20, or 22, or 24, and you look around and something feels deeply wrong, but you can't name it. You're not depressed exactly. You're not failing exactly. You're just not living. Not really. And the scariest part, you're getting comfortable with that. This video is about the one thing standing between you and a completely different life. And it's not money. It's not connections. It's not talent. Stay with me. There's a psychological phenomenon called the drift. It's not something they teach you in school, but it's quietly happening to millions of young people right now. The drift is when you stop making conscious choices about your life and just let the current take you. You didn't choose your routine. It formed on its own. You didn't choose your friend circle. It just stayed from school. You didn't choose this version of yourself. You just became it. And the dangerous thing about the drift is that it doesn't feel like failure. It feels like normal. It feels like this is just how life is. But deep down, at 2 a.m. when your phone is down and the room is quiet, you feel it. That hollow feeling, that whisper. This isn't it. This isn't who I'm supposed to be. That feeling is not anxiety. That feeling is not weakness. That feeling is your instinct trying to wake you up. The question is, are you going to listen to it or hit snooze one more time? Here's something dark that nobody tells you about the human brain. Your brain does not want you to grow. Growth means uncertainty. Uncertainty means danger, and your brain, which is still running on ancient software, treats danger like a threat to your survival. So every time you get close to a real decision, a decision that could actually change something, your brain floods you with reasons not to. You're not ready yet. What will people think? What if it doesn't work? Just wait a little longer. And you listen, because it sounds like wisdom. But it's not wisdom. It's fear wearing the costume of logic. There's a study from Harvard that found people regret the things they didn't do far more than the things they did, even when those things went wrong. Even when it went wrong, they still didn't regret trying. What they couldn't forgive themselves for was never deciding at all. That regret doesn't hit you at 24. It hits you at 44, when the gap between who you are and who you could have been is too wide to cross. That's the real danger, not failure, stillness. So let's talk about what actually happens when a person changes their life. It never looks like a grand plan. It never looks like perfect timing. It always starts with one quiet, private decision that nobody else sees. Not a post, not an announcement, not a vision board. Just a moment where something shifts inside and a person says to themselves, I am no longer available for this version of my life. That's it. That's the whole thing. And once that decision is made, genuinely made, not wished for, something neurological actually changes. Your brain starts filtering the world differently. Opportunities that were always there, you start seeing them. Conversations that used to feel pointless start feeling important. You start moving differently, thinking differently. Psychologists call this the Reticular Activating System, your brain's filter, and it only shows you what you've told it to look for. Most people have told their brain to look for comfort, for safety, for reasons why not. One real decision reprograms that filter, and suddenly, the same world you've been living in starts looking completely different. I want to be honest with you for a second. brutally honest. Most people who watch videos like this feel something, nod along, maybe even get a little emotional, and then they close the tab and nothing changes. I don't want that to be you, but I also know I can't want it more than you do. So let me ask you something, and I want you to actually sit with this question, not just scroll past it. What is the decision you already know you need to make? Not the one that's comfortable, not the one your parents would approve of, not the one that's safe. The real one, the one that scares you a little, the one you've been circling for months. You already know what it is. You've always known. The only thing left is deciding whether you're going to be the person who makes it or the person who looks back one day and realizes they never did. Here's what I want to leave you with. You don't need to have it all figured out. Nobody does. You don't need to be fearless. The most decisive people in the world are not fearless. They're just done letting fear make their choices for them. You don't need the perfect plan. You just need to decide and trust that the path reveals itself to the person who's actually moving. One decision. That's the distance between the life you're living and the life you're capable of. Not 100 steps, not a 5-year plan. One decision, made today, in private, just between you and yourself. That's where it starts, every single time. You're not lost. You're just one decision away. Go make it.